I'm Gregory with your 14 First Alert forecast.
369.
From the Floor Concept Studios, legally we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport, but you can just call us The Game. 1027. 1027.
Yeah, we're on the air.
1027.
Yeah, we're starting early today, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it's Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtrey, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the brand new Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
What's up, man?
I believe we're on video.
We'll see if it's working.
Nothing will change on the radio side of things. We do believe the live stream is working. They check that out there at Cromwell Media on YouTube. We'll also be joined here in the early stages of the show, or maybe you can stay the whole show with Mr. Jalen Doherty.
I'm here, guys. Whatever you guys need me for. I don't have nothing to do, nowhere to go. Let's talk some football.
Absolutely. It's a big ceiling floor for McLean County football today. We're going to talk a little scrimmages from Friday night. We'll recap all the action, at least the action that we were privy to on Friday night, and close it out with a little NFL preseason overreactions. Tomorrow's show, we'll talk about the new AP Top 25 on the football front. So we'll have that for you tomorrow, as well as Davis County ceiling and floor as well. Be sure and subscribe and like on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you consume your podcasts. And now subscribe and like on YouTube out there as well. We'd be very much grateful if you do. Download the Owensboro Radio app. We'll have 6 big games across the Cromwell family of stations this year. And don't forget, you can always text us on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. And so far, so good, I think.
I did have to send out a new link.
Okay.
There was a problem with the way it was set up and when it was supposed to go live, and it actually deleted the last link. So I've tweeted out a new link. I've also put the new link out on Facebook. So if you were listening, you're like, hey, I had the link earlier. It is a new link.
Yeah, it's trial and error right now, right? And it's good to be in here in the friendly confines of the new Floor Concept Studios, and big shout out to them, as always, for the work they do with us. But looking forward to it, man. I know, it just gives us a different avenue. Maybe if you're at home, you can pull it up. And you never know, as we get more versed into this, I think we've kind of discussed maybe dropping some highlights.
We'll have on Mondays when we have the fastest hour of football, the plan is to have some football highlights in there. Maybe even on like the Tuesday when we do the top 10, there's some interactive top 10 coming on. And so we'll see how it goes.
The text line is already lighting up with our coordination today. I mean, radio listeners, normally I just wear my pajamas here.
Here's the thing.
And today,
you sat down and I was like, you wore pink?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's not your color.
I wear this shirt so much I got holes in it.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I mean, it's I don't know. I wasn't really planning that today. It's what I wore to work, so I just rolled right in from here.
Well, I mean, I will say you're better dressed than you've ever been on Live at 5, Steve, ever.
I did remember to keep my polo on today. Normally it's a ratty T-shirt, which is probably what you're going to be subjected to. Once the newness of this wears off, I'll be back promoting my bands and whatever else I have in T-shirt
There you go.
form.
A little Phillies gear, too.
Little Phillies gear, especially hats, that we'll have involved in.
Speaking of hats.
On the table here, beautiful hat, man, Live at 5 hat. Hopefully we're looking forward to having some of those possibly at tailgates.
Looking at trying to get some of those at tailgates. Don't forget, right after we go off the air, Beyond the Bench.
Not video stream today.
No,
right?
it will be next week. We got to work all the kinks out on us first.
I don't know that the show, now that it's going to be video streamed, I don't know that the show will make it till the KBA Awards banquet.
I will say tonight's episode, really good. There's a lot of, it's normal brigands and a lot of trash talk towards you and the KBA.
Towards me?
Yeah, and so you may want to listen. And then also, I will say this, a week from today, they may have maybe one of the biggest guests any of our shows have had.
Okay.
Other than Jason Ladany, the card magician.
Well, I'd be hard-pressed I'm going to have to disagree.
Oh, yeah,
with
I forgot about Pete Rose.
I mean,
there you go, yeah.
Here on Live at 5. But
this one will be a good
guest for him, for sure.
This one will be a good one. I think.
Have you announced it yet? Or
no, I haven't announced it. We're making sure we're finalizing it.
Okay.
but I have a feeling it's going to happen.
There you go. So it's a work in kind of like some of these transfers I heard about, but they haven't panned out. It's kind
Well, a few have. I mean, there'll be like a Puerto Rican flavor in the third region coming out.
We're taking shots at me. We're going to have to open up. I'm going to have to open the playbook.
There you
here
go. Yeah,
on
Brigham's.
Live at 5.
Lyon County didn't come through.
No, that's right. And we're going to have to. I know we're we've got this NFL fantasy football Cromwell trash talk situation going on, so we'll jump into that a little bit. Briggins and Brad Payne will be in there with us.
They're both on the show.
That.
And our high school.
And they're both in the high school fantasy football league, which we're trying to get everyone together in the same place, which has become the bane of my, envy of my GM existence as far as putting a fantasy league on. You get adults. I mean, everybody's busy. It's hard to get everybody in the same room. So
I think in the last 10 minutes, we
figured
out
it
text is text is going to be the best option for that.
A little remote high school football fantasy
Looking forward
draft.
to that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will say, too, heavy hearts and big prayers out to the McLean County football family and also to I think it's Englehart family. I mean, it's a bad deal, and hoping to get some good news out of that.
Yeah, prayer is very powerful, and that is one thing that you can certainly do. It doesn't cost you a dime. Keep that family in your prayers. Nate Englehart, a tough accident. It really opening the show that way really makes football pretty much meaningless. But definitely want to focus on that out of the gate.
It does, but Coach met with a lot of the players yesterday, and he told them, Nate's hurt. We got to pray for Nate. We got to be there for Nate's family. But football goes on. You have to play the game.
And he would want you to.
Yeah.
And I think it's a
absolutely.
good distraction too for some of the young men. And it's just a tough situation.
And it's been a community that's been like one body blow after another after another. You go back into basketball where you have the flooding, the first flood situation. Then you go into baseball, and McLean County is devastated by flood. Baseball and softball miss, 4 weeks or something of games, and people out of their homes for months, a month at a time, having to take boats back and forth to get to work, and then this,
not even then, but before this, less than a month ago, they lost another classmate. Lost a classmate in an auto accident. A cheerleader, Evie Thompson, lost her in a car accident. So they haven't even gotten over that, and now we're dealing with this.
Yeah.
And luckily, Nate's still here with us right now. So thank the good Lord for that. But it just gives you something to rally around. And what better thing to rally around than McLean County football?
Yeah, man. And definitely just prayers to his family. I know it's rough. You flight to Vanderbilt, I believe. So definitely keep them in your prayers because it's a grind.
And in that same night, we lost a football player with a broken leg in the scrimmage game.
Gosh.
So before Coach even got home, I talked to his wife yesterday, and I know usually when I can get a hold of him and when I can't. And when I had heard this with Nate, I know with the new SB 181 rule, the kids couldn't get a hold of him. So when I heard,
man, that's tough.
I reached out to him, and I thought, it's 11:30 at night. He's not going to be awake. He hadn't even gotten home from the hospital dealing with the first incident with the young man breaking his leg. So it's just been one thing after another. I know fundraisers are starting to happen. Nate's cousin posted today T-shirt sales are going to start. I know my family is doing a poker game, I think, on the 23rd to raise money for Nate's family. So there's going to be a ton of different opportunities for people to raise money and donate money. I know talking to Vic and Jordan today, we're going to try to do something, but just be there, support. Come out next week for the tailgate show, and let's have some fun.
Yeah, do something big. I'm sure we'll get something put together, certainly. But yeah, it's been a tough go for that community. And like I say, I feel like football is a good distraction. So today we're going to do a little ceiling and floor for the McLean County Cougars coming off a 7-4 season, and we'll have you here to talk about the big scrimmage on Friday night here shortly. But we'll switch gears and talk a little. A scrimmage that I attended on Friday night was the Owensboro Red Devils.
I was there for a little bit myself.
Hosted Mayfield, and it was a little bit of a slow start. As you would expect. You look at the sidelines, and it seemed like that at first maybe there was just like a little settling in period. Not to mention you're playing one of the best 2A programs in the state, and Mayfield may have been bigger physically.
Up front they were. I was going to say definitely up front they were. It wasn't maybe. They were bigger up front.
Yeah, they were bigger. And I think that it took Owensboro a bit to settle in. But, I think it's funny because They had a couple of unsuccessful drives. Defense played well all night, to be clear. The defense was great all night long, and Clark was dominant up front. They couldn't block him, and then Conrad didn't play, so I'm just foreseeing like Conrad and Clark on each end. Man,
that's what I was going to say. Like the two defensive ends, because they always brought a couple guys. Conrad didn't dress out. I don't think Chaden Morris did either, but. I can foresee Clark on one defensive end, Conrad on the other defensive end, and good luck blocking that. That's all I know.
I mean, Landon was there 3 or 4 times in the first quarter alone, and it's a scrimmage, so you don't hit the quarterback, but was very impressive. I thought the D as a whole, I thought the defensive backs played pretty well for Owensboro early, so I think that was something that was consistent throughout. I think of the offense is what I was looking to. And, anytime you lose Chaden Morris off the edge, it's going to change how you look. But, they struggle the first couple series, trying some things out through the air, and then what do? You go to Evan Hampton, right? And as soon as they hand the ball to Hampton, they literally march right down the field and score with ease. I think he had like a 26-yard touchdown untouched right up the seam.
Here's what's dangerous is you don't have to give him a big gaping hole.
Oh, no.
Give him a seam, and he can take anything to the house.
One thing I noticed about Evan in the scrimmage, and I think that it'll have to change a little bit against, number one, SEC competition, but number two, against the Bowling Greens of the world, the top-tier 5A schools. But I would say against most schools, you can defend it perfectly up front. And this dude's talented enough to just, I'm just going to bounce it outside and outrun every single person on the field. Yes. And he did that even against Mayfield, who was returning a very good defense. So, I thought, it was that's a security blanket. Okay, things aren't working. Let's just give it to Hampton. They score a touchdown there, and then really the offense just kind of took off. And you saw DeMarc Jr. early on was trying to scan the pocket, right? But the problem was my biggest concern, and it was a concern going into the season, is the line. And, it's a scrimmage. I'm not trying to pile on here, to be clear. Everybody's got stuff to work on right now. But the line didn't give a whole lot of time. You saw some adjustment to that by getting him out of the pocket. And as soon as you saw him get out of the pocket, look out.
Here's the thing.
Kind of has a little bit of Deuce Bailey to him. I don't want to say that.
He does.
That's a heavy compliment, but that's what I was seeing.
I've heard those comparisons all summer long.
I'm not sure defensively that your goal isn't to keep him in the pocket.
It has to be.
He reminds me a lot like Brady Atwell, where he was more dangerous if you broke containment, throwing on the run, not only being able to throw on the run, very accurately on the run. And the problem is if he breaks contain, and with those weapons that Owensboro has, like you're putting your defensive backs in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
And you saw it. He made the bad mistake where he threw the pick six early, but then he was pretty much dynamite there in the second quarter, third quarter. That whole second quarter, he hit Kingston Dillard for 3 times. And the problem is, I even tweeted this out, Owensboro is going to have as explosive offense as we've seen. It's going to be as explosive like when Calicut was at its best with Tuck Carrico and Atwell and Sims and Ryan Ears. This team is going to be that explosive.
It seems that way. When he's rolling out and you see that linebacker kind of come up okay, he's about to take off. And as soon as he identifies that, he tells it right where the linebacker came from. And then, you get it in the hands of Dillard or a Chaden Morris.
Or Hampton out of the backfield. It's 6 waiting to happen. And then even the tight ends that they have a plethora of receivers that can take the ball to the house.
Not an embarrassment of riches of talent at Owensboro is never really that much of a problem. They have talent coming out the years, and I thought overall a very good showing. It was a slow start, but you have new coaching staff, a little bit of a different change. You have new quarterback, right? The makeshift offensive line. So you expect there's going to be some growing pains. The growing pains lasted 2 drives, and then the rest is history. And Owensboro kind of had their way with Mayfield a little bit.
And not just that. They have some young linemen that are coming up that you hear about. And this line, what you're going to see against St. X and, South Warren this week in the scrimmage and St. X and Cowan week 1 or 2, kind of take that with a grain of salt. It's all about where this line is come week 8, 9, and 10 going into the playoffs. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and not only that, but you've seen the ability of a quarterback that can maybe, take a weakness and turn it into a positive. Bring the heat. Let's go. I'll just roll out and throw it over the top. And I think once DeMarc Jr. settled in, you could really see you could see his confidence start to rise through that scrimmage. A Catholic went down to Madisonville. And I saw bits and pieces of some footage. I saw a lot of reporting out there, and that Aces got the win. Wasn't super strong. I'll start with the negative. Wasn't super strong in the run defense department, but you're also going against a Hightower who is probably top 3-4 running backs in Western Kentucky.
Without a doubt. I mean, that's going to be a thing they're going to have to work on. And of course,
and
also
one thing we don't talk about enough, and I thought about this Friday. I'm like, man, we haven't really kind of glossed. How do you gloss over the loss of Vince Carrico?
You can't. I mean,
and we have kind of glossed over. I know we expect it because Catholic's linebacker, right? They're next man up. But when you lose a leader like Vince, there's gonna be an adjustment period.
Without a doubt. And and not only that, you also lose Burns, who was the guy that was just kind of a glue guy out there. And so it's gonna take, you got Jude Evans moving in there, you got Sims coming down. It's going to take a little bit to get back in the flow of things. You're also playing without Barrett Evans on the defensive line. That hurts you also. To me, I was more worried about the 3 turnovers inside the 15-yard line than I was about anything else.
Yeah, you got to clean that up.
Yeah, because that'll get you beat.
The good thing is that's what scrimmages are for, 100%. To clean that stuff up. But Draymel, he put his footage out there today, and, man, he's really good at finding the open man.
Yes.
I mean, he's scanning the field, surveyed the field. I thought he looked as good as you would imagine. 3 touchdowns, about 250 through 3 quarters. I thought he was very decisive. Something I didn't necessarily see. He was more like a lax, laid-back Draymel version in the green-white scrimmage that we saw versus the footage that I saw from this scrimmage. I mean, he was absolutely locked in and looked the part.
100%. And for Catholic, it's the same thing. Like, you better get him early because no matter what he's doing, it's a new receiving core for the most part. They will get their cohesiveness together as the season goes on. But I think what I saw in the green-white, his ability to check down, find open guys, whether it was a running back out of the backfield, his safety valve, or finding the right spot, I think he's going to be fine. I mean, listen, is it going to be – I mean, you figure it has to take somewhat of a step down because you had a guy that was a Mr. Football candidate for last year.
Sure.
It's going to be different, but I think this kid's going to put up big numbers.
Yeah, and Miles Edge, I mean, I don't know. It's not really news to anyone. He's going to have an absolute monster.
I said on Twitter, I can see him going for 1,000. 1,000-yard receiving, 1,000-yard rushing. It'd be hard to do, but it wouldn't surprise me.
If he gets the targets, that's all he needs. If he gets those targets, then I think it's a shoe-in. I tell you, the most impressive clips that I saw from Friday night came from Max Johnson at Apollo as they took on Meade. And I'm telling you right now, this dude, just looking, all you have to do is just look at go look at his huddle from when he was a freshman to right now. And that's no knock for where he was as a freshman. He's a freshman. But he had some Dante Culpepper-esque moments. There's a guy come through unblocked. He stiff arms the fella to the ground with one arm, has the football in the other, keeps his eyes locked into the end zone, and throws a touchdown pass. I mean, you're not going to see any more impressive play in a regular season, let alone a scrimmage. I thought, and then not just that, but just he just has filled out. He's a grown man in the pocket.
He is. You saw that when he show up at media day. That's the thing. I was joking with Caden Conkright where I was on the old Dalton thing. I thought you'd be bigger.
Yeah.
When Max Johnson walked in here, you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't like as big as Brady, but the son of a gun's put together. And then watching those tapes and watching the maturity, like you said, we called a lot of his games his freshman year. I called when I moved over to 102.7 last year, called quite a few of his games last year. Watching those highlights and the way he handled himself at media day, the maturity level of this young man, the sky's the limit. And listen,
I think Apollo's going to win a lot of football games.
I'm bullish on him. I could be wrong.
Max, like you look at his feet when he's under pressure. The dude doesn't even move.
I think that's the growth of being a 3-year starter.
I don't think you can tackle me. Like you're going to get defensive lineman. I don't know that you can get me to the ground. I mean, or I'm going to sidestep one step and then keep my eyes up the field. And he's got weapons, man. I thought it was a huge night from Badger. Emerges as a receiver.
And not just that, also running the football a little bit. And I thought he had the big, if he can give them, and he doesn't have to replace, but give them another big play guy like Niles Board was last year, this is a 7 or 8 win football team.
I don't even know if you need it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You always could use a Niles Board, but I'm saying the offense, if they spread the football around to the targets and his confidence and is in command of that offense as Max looks, I just think it's going to open guys up, and they have weapons for days. I mean,
they do.
They have receivers that can go 7 or 8 deep. for the Eagles. So I think, and then don't forget, you know, I know Jalen brought it up on media day, and he's not yet eligible, but you can play in scrimmages, right? How about Uzi, 43-yard field goal on Friday night? And you talk about this offense, every time it enters the red zone is in scoring position.
Go back and watch their games last year, and they're not the ability to not even just be able to be consistently hit extra points hurt them in football games because they were forced chasing points all game long. One, the field goal ability that Uzi has. Two, being able to go down and score and know you're going to kick the extra point.
Yeah.
Here's my question. How's he not eligible already?
I know,
with
man.
the things that with the kids that get eligible across the state of Kentucky.
That's the whole reason they need the rule, because there's a lot of inconsistency in the kids.
This kid has a legitimate change of address.
Yes.
I'm just.
It's a dumpster fire. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, some kids get it day one. They might have transferred 8 times and they're eligible day one. They might even play for 2 different teams in the same season.
That's why we've been saying have a one-time transfer rule so you get consistency.
Transferring somewhere, you know.
Not just a legitimate.
It's for soccer is the number one because the school he was at doesn't have soccer.
But that's an athletic reason. So, I mean, is that a hang-up?
Hold on. Are you telling me, though, if my school doesn't have a sport and I decide I've been a soccer player all my life, that the KHSA is not going to let me transfer to play soccer?
You know what doesn't matter? Whether he transferred to play soccer or transferred to play football, he moved. He has a physical change of address.
It's dumb.
The end of story. Get the kid eligible. I mean, it's insane. But Meade County, you know, new quarterback did get to play. He's not quite eligible yet either. The North Hardin kid coming over. And then Wyatt Rainey. A lot of new faces, though. They're going to have a lot to figure out. It's going to be trial by fire because Meade's schedule very, very difficult.
It's always difficult. They always play a difficult schedule. It's just nothing new in Meade.
And I don't have a ton to report from Davis County and John Hardin. I know North Hardin.
I do know this.
Scrimmage.
I do know this. Jason had a big night. So there you go.
I know they got in the end zone a couple times. I had heard that the defense had struggled a little, but you're going against Pittman and
that was a
North
multi-team scrimmage too. I think Kentucky Country Day.
I think they joined.
Was there as well, and then I think Grayson County was in a multi-team scrimmage Friday night too.
Did hear a little bit about Grayson. The reports I got was Grayson was absolutely dominant. They scored at will, and the defense I think gave up 2 touchdowns all night long. I didn't get to hear too much about Breck, but I did hear that Grayson performed very well, as they should. Honestly, that's the class of that scrimmage when you got Breck, Fort Knox, and Western.
Well, yeah, they should dominate
Grayson
that.
should dominate that, as did Hancock against Webster. I think 121-0. I heard there was some growing pains a little offensively, trying some different things out, but they pitched a shutout. And Webster
and not just
in
that,
a bad spot.
Eubanks found Cooper Jones a couple times. There you go. Hey, it's not that hard. Find Cooper Jones.
Find Cooper Jones and turn around and hand the ball off to Roberts and then, block it well. I think you're going to be all right.
It's kind of like McLean. Get the ball in Aiden's hands.
And, McLean County, big night, I felt like, for the Cougars.
It was, Bolden touched the ball twice. He scored 2 50-plus yard touchdowns.
I mean, all of a sudden, I don't look so bad. I'm looking at their schedule.
He wasn't quarterback, though.
No, but looking at their schedule, it may be a little tougher to get. Their schedule's really bumped up this year compared to what it's been, has been. And so 2,000 yards may be a little bit to ask, but it's still possible.
What other highlights did you see from the team? Just something, some things that stood out to you.
Bolden looked good. We've got to improve some things, obviously. And like you said, you're going to find ways that you've got to improve. Defensive back-wise, we got to improve the pass game or pass defense. We got to improve that. Thought defensively, other than that, we look well. Our front 4 or front 3 with Jackson Reynolds, Irvin Rodriguez, Garcia, Alex Coakley. You talked about Conrad and Clark in Owensboro. With Coakley and Reynolds and Garcia, Rodriguez on that. That's a dangerous defensive line.
Talking about Reynolds and Coakley, was it 16 sacks between the two of them last year?
Yeah.
So that's not a bad little returning group there on the D line for Coach.
Hunter Stratton, man, in the middle of there, that defense in that middle linebacker spot. So lots of things to be excited about. But I mean, when your primetime player gets 2 carries and 2 touchdowns, and it's a good day in the office.
No doubt. And that's not just some team you roll over. That's Franklin Simpson.
Right.
It's a pretty good football program.
Yeah,
I know.
It is. And obviously we've got some holes we've got to fill now. We lost the guy that was probably going to start at quarterback in Nate Englehart. Aiden's probably going to get the nod at starting quarterback. The question is, who's he going to share snaps with? We don't know that yet. He's not going to get every snap at quarterback, I don't think. I may be wrong. I don't know this.
Well, you also lost a lineman, too, that you lost a lineman for the year that you're going to have to replace.
There's a chance, they said yesterday, he might come back at the end of the season. Obviously, he's going to be coming off of a broken leg.
Sure.
So you don't know how he's going to be. That's going to be a little bit easier to replace, in my opinion, than replacing the guy that you've been working with for the last 4 weeks at quarterback, who was also your starting strong safety.
Pretty darn good strong safety too. I mean, he had a couple picks last year, and it's a big loss. And again, if you missed the beginning, I would say the power of prayer is certainly very strong. So to keep the Englehart family, including Nate, in your prayers, he's down there fighting right now. Down
Absolutely,
at Vanderbilt, man.
I mean that's the big question in my mind is who's going to share the snaps with Aiden, because it's yet to be seen. We've got some young guys that can do it, but are they ready to do it? Is he going to take a guy at another position and move him over to share some snaps? Because knowing Zach Wagner like I do, he's not going to keep his bell cow at quarterback all year long. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Wagner's shown the ability in the past to kind of adapt. Yeah. So I think it'll be a versatile offense. It definitely is something you didn't want to have to do this early in the season. But, if anybody's going to do it, I trust Zach Wagner
Absolutely.
to put the right pieces in the right places. But we'll pause it right there. When we come back, we'll talk a little McLean County ceiling and floor with the voice of the Cougars, Jalen Daugherty, Vic Evans, and Stephen A. Turner here in the brand new Floor Concept Studios. Check it out. Cromwell Media out there on YouTube, or just hit 1027 The Game on social media. We have some new links put up for you, or you can just keep listening right here on the radio and don't have to be subjected to all this pink and these faces. Next, live at 5, 1027 The Game.
Foreman Watson Holtrey is an award-winning law firm constantly setting the standard for excellence. Our attorneys are passionate, prepared, and persistent. Our proven results in cases aren't by chance. They are a result of a constant pursuit of truth and justice. That is our promise to you. Foreman Watson Holtrey, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
For over 35 years, Owensboro Garage Doors has been serving the tri-state area. We have exciting news. Our state-of-the-art showroom and design center is now open on Saturdays from 9 to noon. That's right. You can now visit us on Saturdays at 708 Breckenridge Street. Our team of experts are committed to providing exceptional designs and service. Owensboro Garage Door offers a wide variety of custom garage door options to ensure your garage door fits your unique needs and style. With the best service, parts, and prices, Owensboro Garage Doors will be your go-to for life.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Calling all sports fans, collectors, and future legends. Are you ready to score big? At Sports Country, every pack of sports trading cards is a shot at glory. They've got thousands of packs waiting for you. NFL, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, even Pokemon. Cards with memorabilia. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shamy's Car Wash. Owensboro's #1 sports fan store.
Hi, I'm Zachary Clark with the Greater Owensboro Realty Company. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to your dream space, or selling and looking for the right price, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. With proven results, local market knowledge, and real commitment to my clients, I'll make sure your move is the right one. Let's turn your real estate goals into reality. Call or text me today at 270-231-1576. And always remember, close with Clark.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios with the voice of the McLean County Cougars, Mr. Jalen Doherty. And it's time for a little McLean County ceiling and floor. The Cougars went 7-4 last year. A little bit of a tough loss to Adair in the playoffs, but that was the 3A playoffs, and they're going to bounce back down to the 2A category now with Owensboro Catholic, Hancock, and Fort Knox. So a little bit of a different look, kind of back to the more traditional look, minus Todd County, who's been in there, what I feel like, for the past 20 years.
They have.
And now they've got a 4-team district on one side and a 6-team district on the other.
That's another thing that I don't understand. Yeah, why not move Todd County or Fort Campbell or somebody
They did that with Owensboro and Bowling Green for years.
Yeah, that's another thing that KHSAA has completely off. Is a 4-team and a 6-team, and
you're already in the playoffs.
Yeah,
yes, and on a 4-team district, so there's that, and I'm sure that would be the bottom of the barrel as far as goals go for McLean County. I think the goal's got to be to host a home playoff game and get that Paulson Stadium atmosphere in the playoffs and get it rocking. But you look at the offense, I know we kind of talked about it a minute ago. You lose Walters and Rice, and of course you return Aiden Bolden, who we've talked about a lot, of 1,400-yard runner. 13 touchdowns. Talk about some of the other guys, though, Jalen, that this offense will feature.
Jacoby Gill will see some carries. Hunter Stratton, he got several carries the other day. Reminded me a lot of Jacob Miller. Just a big, bruising, nasty.
Oh, that's a name right there.
Nasty running
Miller
back
time.
That he welcomes contact, and he's going to come out on the field with the cowboy collar, and he's just a McLean County kid that just wants to hit somebody. So he'll get some carries. Riley Walker is another name that I like a lot. He'll probably get some wide receiver touches. Connor Ward, Maddox Osborne, maybe we'll see some touches. Will Searcy, it's.
When you're running that fear of the wing offense, there's a lot of touches to go around.
But what they've also kind of came out with the last few years, they've kind of added a little bit of the passing game with losing Englehart. Does that change? Now if Bowden has to go back under and play more center, or a young kid has to come in and split time with Bowden, does it change the passing aspect of this wing?
No, because Aiden proved last year that he could throw the football. I mean, he's capable of throwing the football for the 7-8 times that we might throw a football game. He can do that. And I'll be honest, I had a conversation with a guy last week. If I'm an opposing defense, I don't want him at quarterback. Because what are you going to do? You're going to stack the box, and you're going to force him to throw the football or force him to get out of the pocket. You don't want Aiden Bolden out of the pocket.
I was about to say, if he breaks the pocket, there's a good chance he breaks the end zone. I mean, I'm just saying because
I don't know. I'd much rather take my best athlete and put the ball in his hands every time,
right?
And then run off of that too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that take. And then we talked about the defense a little bit and the backfield needing to step up a little bit. You do have Gill and Walker back there combined for 7 picks last year.
Yeah, they showed last year that they're capable of making the play. It's a new year. You got to step up and make the play.
No doubt. We talked about Reynolds, 9 sacks. Alex Coakley with 7. Who's the other young man you mentioned there on the
Irvin Rodriguez Garcia.
Love it.
And I'm going to tell you something about Jackson Reynolds, the most underrated defensive lineman in Western Kentucky. I'm telling you, if the kid was built a little different, he'd be a D1 athlete.
Yeah, I mean, the production's there to prove it. Does he improve on the 9 sacks this year? I mean, that's an incredible number. Does he go double-digit sacks this year?
Yes.
I love it, man. You look at when we dive in. I'm trying to look at the schedule because I mean, you look at the passing attacks they'll face, and there's not a ton of teams that will throw it a lot to give him those opportunities. But there's a few in here that where he could rack up a 2 or 3 sack game.
I'll tell you this much. Zach Wagner doesn't like to play his linemen both ways. He even said it at media day. I don't want to play Jackson both ways. But in order for us to reach our ceiling, I have to play him both ways because he's that good. He's going to make that big of an impact. And Alex Coakley in the same way.
It's the key to get your best players on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, and now granted, your best players may not be your best players on the field by the fourth quarter if they're gassed out going both ways. But especially early in the season with the heat, I think it factors in.
It does
a little bit more. But it's an area where McLean County, I don't feel like they've really had much of an issue. I mean, the personnel is, I feel like I say, they're always put in position to succeed.
When you're a 2A school with a roster big enough, you can't field you can't dress all your freshmen.
And at borderline 1A. I mean, you're like 15 kids away.
Less than that.
Maybe
it's
less
like
than
4.
that
It's like
from being a
4
1A
kids.
school.
I'm seeing 3A schools and 4A schools that are dressing 25, aren't getting but 25, 26 kids. We've got probably 45, 46 kids on the roster right now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing that Coach Wagner has done is set a tone. I feel like he's created an identity since he's been there. When you just envision in your head McLean County football, you know what it looks like. I mean, at this point,
And
and to me, that's a huge compliment to the staff. I think they play that brand and they win with that brand.
And
that's
that brand's going to continue to win. I mean, Vic talked about the young guys earlier. I watched them in the JV portion, the freshman portion. Reggie Tate, Liam Martin, Carter Howard, Everett Sanderford, Jaden Cox. These are kids that are freshmen that you may see some of them on a Friday night now, but they're going to get their reps in practice, and they're going to be ready for next year. It's not going to fall off much when we lose guys. I mean, is it going to fall off some when we lose Aiden Bolden? Yeah, because he's probably the best running back Zach Wagner's ever had. But it's just it's a factory. It just keeps reloading with different guys that are able to step up and and answer the call.
Yeah, I know Coach Farkas was really pumped about the group that the 7th and 8th grade group that he coached last year, and looking forward to seeing those guys graduate to the varsity level. Let's dive into the schedule really quick and take a look at these games. We'll start it off as the season opener. They host Muhlenberg there at Paulson. We will be there week 1.
Sacramento Deposit Bank.
Big shout out to Sacramento Deposit Bank for making that possible. And, I mean, that's a good rivalry game, to kick the season off. It should be a tremendous atmosphere, which, I mean, to be honest with you, any of these home games are going to be tremendous atmosphere because that's how McLean County rolls. But you open with Muhlenberg, a game that almost got away from you last year. It was a little sloppy, but you found a way to get it done in the end. Now opening a big-time quarterback over there in Wilkin. That's an interesting challenge for this defense.
And
right
not
out
just
of the
that,
gate.
big receivers they have. I mean, the receivers are like 6'5", 6'4", 6'3".
Yeah.
And then not only two, where mentally is everybody going to be because of what's went on?
Sure.
I think that's going to play a factor in it too. So there you go.
100%. Yeah, no, and like I say, it's tough to focus on football, but I do think it's a good distraction.
Oh, 100%.
And certainly you can kind of immerse yourself in that. And then you're at Caverna, and I wish I could break Caverna down, but I don't know who's on the roster.
Nobody. Nobody knows.
That thing's a train wreck. And Caverna, hey, I'm an Owens. You get what you deserve. You should have kept Steve Barker, and none of this stuff would have happened.
Yeah, who leaves now with the basketball coach being leave? I mean, you don't know. I will say,
what comes around goes around.
It does.
I mean, now
We'll know next week who
and
they
I have
on the
no
roster.
idea because these kids transferred out. Then they got this coach who recruits everybody under the sun, and he was there for a month, and now he's gone, and now the kids may be back out the door again.
Who knows?
So, so the thing is, if those Martin kids are on the roster,
they're good.
Then the ceiling and floor for me, I mean, it's hard to say it's not different, but because those two kids are legit.
Through those first two games, for the floor for me, I got 0-2 with Muhlenberg, and they always play them cuff, but 0-2 would be the floor. The ceiling, I got 2-0.
I got the floor at 1-1 because I mean, like I said, I don't know what's going on in Caverna. I mean, so and if they don't have those kids, McLean will win.
Right. But I'm saying if they do have them in a floor year, if they're back, because they got beat by them last year, it could be another win.
And I'm almost hesitant to even say it's not 2-0 either way because I thought Muhlenberg gave them their best shot last year.
We also turned the ball over 8 times.
Right, and that's what I mean. And those types of things, you need those types of things to happen for Muhlenberg to win this game at Paulson.
Yeah.
And I mean, 8 turnovers is kind of a once in a decade type of thing. So for me, I think they win both of these games.
Yeah, I think we can win both of these games. That Muhlenberg game is going to be our defensive backs are going to have to answer the call because Braden Baskerville, Abram Eves, the other receiver Muhlenberg's got, they're with Wilkin, they're going to throw the football around.
And he's a tough kid, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a very interesting opener.
Yeah.
And you move it into September, and that's where you're at Grayson County. Then you got Hart County at Webster County, and you close out the month of September. And I have no idea how I didn't know this until today, that they close it out with the Davis County panel. Davis County versus McLean County situation to close out September. What do you got ceiling there?
I've got the floor 2-2. Okay. I've got the ceiling 3-1.
All right. And so I got the floor at 1-3 and the ceiling at 3-1. Now, that's full transparency, not knowing a whole lot about the product that we're going to get out of Davis County and a little bit of a rebuild. But
I've got it on the floor year, losing to Grayson and Hart, and then beating Webster and Davis County. I just think Wagner and what Davis County is doing, they would be a heavy favorite in that. And then in the ceiling year, just a loss to Hart I would have, just because you don't know. Hart, I know they got to replace a lot, but Hart hadn't lost a regular season game in 2 years.
Yeah, no, same. That's where I'm at. And I think in a ceiling year, 3-1, and then we're not too far off on the discrepancy there, but it should be fun. I mean, I know the matchup with Davis is it's a 6A versus a 2A. But it's an interesting matchup for the Cougars. One we haven't seen. It's kind of a fresh rivalry.
It's kind of weird. You're seeing that, them playing Davis and Hancock playing Apollo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Same, both schools kind of diving into the upper class ranks there.
I like that. I want to see defensively what we can do against a guy like Jace Hunt.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's going to give us it's a very good test for us defensively.
Yeah, pre-district, you get that test in, and you move it to October. You got Fort Knox, which is a district game. You're at Hancock this year in a game that you took one on the chin, 21-0. Last year cost Jalen his hair last year. Then
we're going to talk about that.
We're at Owensboro Catholic. And then you close the season with Ohio County. I got the ceiling at 3-1. The floor is 2-2 for me.
I'm the same. I've got the floor 2-2 with losses at Hancock and at Catholic, and the ceiling 3-1 with the loss to Catholic. I think the ceiling here is your second in the district, with behind Calakai, and and I think it's going to come down to that Hancock McLean game of who hosts a home playoff game.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree absolutely. Yeah. But I've got a challenge, and I'll clip this and have Vic put it on the Twitter page, but I've got a challenge to Trevor Garrison because he said, hey, I loved the way you stepped up and made the bet last year. I'd love for us to do something like that every year. Jalen's not going to be the only one to put something on the line again.
He learned his lesson.
I've learned my lesson. So I've got a challenge to you, Coach Trevor Garrison. Let's see what you put on the line this year, and I might come back with something of my own, and we'll try to make this fun.
I love it. That's fun just talking about it.
So overall, I've got their floor at 4-6.
Me too.
I would have their ceiling at 8-2.
Same.
I'm going to predict they go 7-3, and they finish second in the district. They beat that. So with the 3 losses being Hart County, Catholic, and there's one in there, maybe at Grayson, something like that. When you look at
those are the 3 I have.
We've never won on the road at Grayson County.
Well, I'm thinking
always the first time, right? It makes it a little sweeter, right?
My thing is, you go at Grayson, then you also kind of look at maybe a Hancock, but I think they find a way to, I think they beat Hancock, lose to Grayson, go 7-3.
7-3 in a home playoff game's a great year because I think both of our teams in that district, who even the loser and has to go on the road, I think we're favored top.
I think the top 3 in this one,
because it'll be sister district. You're going to probably
it's a lot more favorable than it's been in the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, with the 3A, no doubt.
Caldwell and Crittenden. I mean, those aren't cakewalks by any stretch of the imagination, but they're definitely.
But the last playoff game we won was on the road at Caldwell County.
Yeah, and so I think. You go 7-3, host a playoff game, win that, get the 8-3, let the chips fall where they may, and all of a sudden, I think that's a very successful season for Zach Wagner and the McLean County Cougars.
No, without a doubt.
You gonna hang out for NFL?
Yeah, I'll talk some Shador Sanders with you.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's going to be positive towards the Browns, right? So we'll pause it right there. That's a ceiling and floor for the McLean County Cougars. We'll do the Davis County Panthers on tomorrow's show. We'll take a timeout for Karen Gross, realtor with Remax Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at karengross.net. Listen to Live at 5, 1027 The Game.
The Port Youth Center offers a new way to engage young adults who are coping with mental health and substance use challenges by reducing barriers to mental health services. They offer free counseling, career planning, life skills training, and peer services, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Services are provided at no cost. Whether you need someone to talk to or just a place to hang out, we are here. Give us a call at 270-684-0449 or online at theporthenderson.com.
Save big on your next painting project at Menards. Pristine Exterior is Dutch Boy's most durable exterior paint. With its Rain Rinse technology, rain naturally washes away dirt and grime. Plus, it resists cracking and peeling, making it perfect to withstand the harshest weather conditions. Save big money on Pristine Exterior paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Katie Gunterman.
Whether it's one item or 100, Pat Hayden Moving gets it there safely and stress-free. As a proud alumni of Owensboro Catholic, Pat Hayden Moving is honored to support the ACEs on the field, in the classroom, and throughout the community. Big move, small move, we've got your back. One item or 100, we'll move it for you. Call Pat Hayden Moving today and support a business that supports Owensboro Catholic. Local, loyal, on the move.
Hi, it's Duke Brubaker with Champion Ford in Owensboro. The Ford Summer Sales Event is going on now, and 0% APR is back with available 0% on new 2025 Ford Mustang, Escape, Explorer, and F-150. Plus, Ford is offering $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance included. Ford also announced super low lease specials on most new 2025 Ford vehicles, including Bronco and Bronco Sport. Stop by Champion today or shop in your jammies online at championowensboro.com.
Looking for the perfect place to grab a coffee and relax? Swing by the Crim Coffee House in downtown Owensboro. From handcrafted coffee to mouthwatering sweets, they've got everything you need to make your day better. The atmosphere, cozy and inviting. The location right in the heart of downtown Owensboro. So whether you're meeting up with friends or just need a little pick-me-up, the Crim Coffee House is the spot. Don't wait. Come see us today, 109 East 2nd Street.
When you work at Commonwealth Road Products, it's not about just making things possible, it's about making things safe. People who work at Commonwealth Road Products believe staying safe begins with me, bringing a not on my watch commitment to work, home, and play. Let's keep our kids safe when they play sports. Make sure their equipment fits right and works correctly. Pay attention to the temperature when outside and stay hydrated. Join us in saying no one should ever get injured, not on my watch. Commonwealth Road Products is a proud sponsor of Hancock County Sports Broadcast.
Hawkins Avenue PLLC is a full-service architectural firm providing design services for K-12 education, business, healthcare, industrial, religious, hospitality, and mercantile projects across the state. Our motto is design-focused, service-based, and feel it nothing less than mandatory to provide a service to our clients that exceeds our expectations. With a combined 30-plus years of experience, the team at Hawkins Avenue is the architectural firm you need for your next project. Located in Beaver Dam, give Jeremiah or Kyle a call at 270-363-2235.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans, Jalen Doherty here in the new and improved Floor Concept Studios. Be sure and check it out. Cromwell Media out there on YouTube. Of course, every day right here on 102.7 The Game. Y'all are trying to get me to talk about these fights and the scrimmages, man. I just don't care. I mean, Be better.
It's just
be better.
It's
Be better.
idiotic.
There's no reason to dive into it. Just
It's
be
idiotic.
better. I mean, across the board. It goes for you too, parents. I mean, be better. We got to keep the officials, in order, and these fights are making it even harder on them. So I don't really want to talk about it.
No, I mean, there's nothing much to talk about. I mean, what do you say? Don't fight.
Don't fight.
Like, have sportsmanship. Don't fight in the stands.
I mean,
it's
skirmish here
dumb.
and there, like in the middle of the
That's
heat
one
of the
thing.
battle. But
like ripping off a helmet and then hitting him over the head with it and cracking him open, like Myles Garrett. I mean, come on.
Yeah, stay away
Speaking
from
of
all
refs,
that.
how about this new 7-man crew I'm hearing about coming out? See Sean Williams coming out of retirement to hit the football field this year.
Hey, I like
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, see Sean Williams,
One
Tony
of the
Beard,
best,
Jason
man.
Wilkins.
Not bad.
McLean County, Muhlenberg, week 1.
We need all the help we can get. So,
need officials.
Calling all officials, right? But man, I don't know if you guys saw any preseason. The thing about NFL preseason that always cracks me up is we take this 6-play sample size. And we want to make somebody's career or break somebody's career.
Hold on. They've already got the green jacket, the golden jacket ready for Shedeur Sanders,
and Nike's got his
the statues
graphic.
ready to go.
I mean, I guess that's the biggest news.
No, I mean,
right?
he played well. Let's be honest. Here's what I don't get. You can, because I thought he played well and I thought he showed well. But, for all the people that were getting on there and saying the Browns are throwing him to the dog play, they're trying to sabotage. Then you can't go on and talk about, if you thought this was so bad and so important, I just don't get it. I mean, he played well. Let it go. He's still not going to start day one, I don't think, unless Flacco just can't go.
I mean, you threw him to the Wolves, supposedly, but then he thrived in it. It's called an opportunity. I mean, he cashed in on his opportunity. I mean, I don't really know what they were talking about.
The problem is
You got
the
an
Shedeur Sanders
opportunity
thing.
to start an NFL preseason game. That's not throwing you to the Wolves. I don't care who
There's
you are.
so many in the media that see Shedeur Sanders the same way they see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It doesn't matter how good they play. They look at it through a certain lens, and that's where they're always going to be on that side. I thought he played
There's
well.
only one win.
He got an
wins
opportunity.
to look at it.
Yeah, wins or losses.
Do
That's
you win? Are you successful?
And we'll find out how it goes forward. But it was at least a good start.
He started well. I think he does start week 1. And I think the Browns are a borderline playoff team next year.
Oh,
he's drinking more Kool-Aid than Rando up there with UK, all ball UK.
I said borderline.
Well, hold on now. I mean, let's just be honest, though.
Borderline.
First of all, the way you judge, if a quarterback struggles in the preseason, then that's a red flag.
Right, because it's vanilla defense.
I don't know if you recall the preseason that Kenny Pickett had for the Steelers his rookie year, and everybody, oh my God, this guy is going to be the net, and then, there's no game planning. There's literally the most vanilla defenses you're ever going to play.
100%.
So you should be successful
100%
in the preseason. Now, that's not to take away Shedeur. Let's just say that he looks as good as he will start. If he can go out there and do what he did against defenses, I feel like that are
He's
a little
not
bit
starting
more
week
prepared.
1 unless Joe Flacco's hurt.
I don't disagree with that because they brought Flacco in for a reason.
Right.
But let's just say that Shedeur does have a little something to him, and we're overlooking this tremendous roster, I feel like, because they don't have a quarterback that we're sure of, because the roster's pretty darn good.
Don't have a run game. The guy you drafted to take over your backfield decided he wanted to get suspended. Who knows if he'll play this year at all, because he's in big trouble down there with the domestic violence.
Sure, as he should be.
As he should be.
Right.
So I think that's going to hurt him. I think they're going to look back with the way this all played out and wish they had signed Chubb. Especially, I love what they did drafting the guy, but you can't go.
We still got Dylan Sampson. We did draft Sampson from Tennessee as well. So
Yeah. I mean, and
he's no Quinshon Judkins, but
I think
you can't like them over the Steelers,
any team in the division,
the
honestly.
Ravens, and or
going into the season,
or the Bengals. I mean, unless Zach Taylor really.
But the NFL is never the same.
It's
Everybody
not.
judges their NFL takes off what happened last year, and that's last
half
year.
the teams change over. I mean, what would we say? What is on average? Half the playoff teams didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, no.
At the end of the day, we've got the best best defensive player in the NFL. So.
Garrett. I mean, he's right there at the top.
Maybe he's the third. He's not the top.
Was Shedeur a bigger winner on the weekend than Jackson Dart?
I think they were both big winners.
They were both.
I think Jackson Dart looked great. Now, I think the Giants are in a better position because you brought Russell Wilson in, and he's going to start. And so Dart, if for some reason the Browns decide to start Shedeur Sanders week 1, where Dart gets to sit and kind of hold off a little bit, it probably favors him a little bit in the long term. But, I mean, if you're the Giants and Sean and Dable, you got to love what you see out of Jackson Dart. One thing is, if he'll show this way in the preseason, no matter how bad your year is, maybe you get one more year because you get Dart to have the next year.
Well, I don't know if it's Dart that's going to provide. I think it's going to be more Abdul Carter that could provide that. That dude looked unblockable already. He's already a top 10 pass rusher in the league. And, I mean, I'm not sure he's not top 5.
It just shows you how bad James Franklin. How do you have that guy let Notre Dame beat you, James Franklin?
I'm telling you, it's all James Franklin. Travion Henderson, he started off his career. That was a slam dunk draft pick that people just missed the boat on. Like, obviously, you look at his tape at Ohio State, man, he was just a Mr. Playmaker. He takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Every time he touches the ball, it feels like he could go to the house. Kind of has a little Jahmyr Gibbs to him for my money. I think you talk about Drake May and Travion Henderson. I know it's a work in progress, but you got Vrabel now.
That's the big key. Is you got Vrabel there that I think was going to give the stability to that franchise. And I think that's going to be a team that will surprise people. I think they could be right there below Buffalo in the 2 spot because with Miami, you got the whole Tariq Hill stuff still going on. The quarterback, I don't think Tua can play 17 games. McDaniel, he's kind of taken over the whole role, the persona that he wants to play down there and not win football games. It's all about my persona. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Patriots just sneak in there. And I don't think they can make the playoffs, but be the second best team in that division.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to be about the defense for them. And then the offensive line, Campbell looked good as well. I mean, you saw some blocks from him pulling out and just destroying people, road grading. How about, I know Louisville fans are saying, man, why you've gone so long, you haven't mentioned Tyler Shuck. I mean, he played pretty good. I mean, 15 of 22, 165 yards.
Is he the day one starter or is it Spencer Rattler?
He's a day one starter.
Has to be.
Without question.
Has to be.
Day one. Will he have success? I have no idea. But he's a day one. They don't have anybody on that.
No, and that's going to be that's a team where with him, you can put him out there and kind of throw him to the wolves because it's going to be a long year for the Saints. I mean, at some point they've had so much salary cap problems because they keep kicking it down the road. You got the new coach coming in. They're not very good. I mean, but I like the way he played.
Yeah, no, Drew Brees ain't walking through the door.
No.
Then just leave it at that. Cam Little hits a 70-yard field goal.
Dude, you're in scoring range the moment you get the kickoff.
Cam Little. I mean, what a pickup there for them. The Jags may need him a lot this year.
Is there any position in any sport that the growth of that position in the last 6 years has been bigger than kicker?
I mean, as far as distance goes.
Just everything. Like when we were growing up watching football, if the guy kicked a 50-yarder, it was like 2 out of 5 times.
Yeah.
Now they're kicking it, from 80 yards if they want to.
70-yard field goal makes me think of Happy Gilmore too, when they cut the thing out of his arm and he hits the leg. They've had to cut a tendon out of his leg or something to be able to make a 70-yard
Who knows?
field goal.
Who was the biggest loser of the whole first week of preseason?
Oh, man, that's tough.
No, it's not. It's an easy question.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Richardson.
No, well, he would be number 2. He'd be number 2.
Tyler Murray.
No. CD Lamb. When you get smoked by an official like that, you were the big loser.
I mean, Joe Milton was severely disappointing to me. I thought he was going to go light it up, but he didn't. He didn't have much accuracy. Hendon Hooker looked pretty terrible. There's a like I say, if a quarterback doesn't perform against these vanilla defenses, is a red flag. Hendon Hooker just don't look like an NFL quarterback.
How many times have I said, Steve, that do not take a guy that's only started 1 year in college? Go back through the history of the draft, and guys that have started 1 year in college or 16 games in maybe a year and a half, they don't pan out ever.
I'll also say if the quarterback of the Chicago Bears was Tyson Badgett and not Caleb Williams, that they were be in contention for the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think he's a bust. I mean, he's more worried about what's going on off the field.
Tyson
and
Badgett looks solid.
Doing artwork up there. Did you see that artwork he was doing in there? I mean, come on. It's listen.
He better win. Win. Cam Ward looked pretty good.
When's the last good USC quarterback that came out that was a NFL star?
That's a good question.
They're all busts.
Leinart. I mean,
he was a bust.
Period. Yeah, no. What's his name that played for the Bengals?
Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer is probably the best one there. But yeah, man, Cam Ward looked pretty good. Tyler Warren pretty good for the Colts. So all in all, it was a good NFL weekend. I think we survived our first video broadcast.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We're looking forward to it.
We'll be back here tomorrow doing the same thing, live at 5. Thanks, Jalen. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to keep the Englehart family in your prayers.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Holtrey for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.